Welcome to this month's General Engineering Pro News Roundup. My name is Melissa and here are our top stories. Researchers in the US have reported new findings that can help improve hearing aids that work by isolating attended speech. Dr. Nima Mesagani at the Columbia University has led a research team who has found that the brain treats speech differently in a crowded room depending on how easy it is to hear and whether we focus on it. The study shows that when we follow speech that is being drowned out by louder voices, phonetical information is encoded differently than in the opposite situation. Iraq's Basrah natural gas project has officially begun operations. The project aims to increase capacity by 40% by adding 400 million standard cubic feet per day and a greenfield gas processing plant equipped with 2 trains with 200 million cubic feet per day capacity each. The Queensland government in Australia have released a draft bill that legislates an 80% renewable energy target by 2035. The state plans to invest 62 billion Australian dollars in constructing 22 gigawatts of new wind and solar parks, a grid-scale battery and pumped hydro storage facilities to support the 2035 objective. Cement and lime producers across the UK have formed a carbon capture and storage cluster called the Peak Cluster, intending to reduce the sector's emissions by 40%. The cluster involves 5 cement and lime plants in the Peak District and Staffordshire. The partners say that the region is responsible for 40% of all cement and lime manufactured in the UK, and they want to eliminate the emissions by capturing and storing CO2 offshore by 2030. The UAE has pledged its support along its partners from the US, Japan and South Korea to invest up to $275 million in a nuclear project in Romania. The announcement by the US President Joe Biden during the G7 summit in Japan marks the first major initiative under the Partnership for Accelerating Clean Energy, a global effort to promote clean energy adoption. The SMR project in Romania will replace a coal plant and provide reliable, clean, baseload energy, thereby reducing emissions in the heavy industrial sectors and supporting sustainable economic development. And finally, chemical companies and food manufacturers are among the latest firms to receive millions in UK government funding to implement engineering projects that will reduce emissions from energy-intensive processes. The funding comes as part of the government's Industrial Energy Transformation Fund, which awarded just over £5 million in the latest round of funding, bringing the total government support under the scheme to £61 million since it launched in 2020. And that's all we've got time for today. Don't forget to follow us on LinkedIn at NES Fircroft for your daily dose of engineering news, career advice and job vacancies. See you next time for our Engineering News Roundup.